So your view is slightly different from that of the NCP, where you don't mind having the National Assembly elections come first, yes, and then the state governorship elections and the State Assembly elections coming together before you have the presidential election. Is that the order you prefer? Your party prefers?
Yes. All I'm saying is that the executive positions should come last because of the experience, because
the presidential election, the governorship positions, they should come last.
Have here. Yes.
So there's no slightly difference with what I said.
You want the constituency election to come first?
Yes, the constituency election, because that's what he's saying.
Yes.
We want the constituency election to come first. That gives us an opportunity, and people should be able to take and vote for people that they want, that they know are credible. Because we have a lot of people. We're talking about 170 million people, 180 million people.
Break it down for us. Let's understand this. How will having the constituency elections, which is the state assemblies and National Assembly elections coming first. Now, in the first instance, can they even conduct the National Assembly elections and the State Assembly elections on the same day together?
Well, that is for INEC to work out. But the truth about it here is this.
Because I'm not sure we've done that before.
No, we haven't. Probably we have. Of course, most of these particular positions they are postulating, we haven't done them before. Because there's always time for change if we really want a very wide democracy.
No, but we had a similar pattern in 2010 with the Electoral Act.
Now, what we are saying is that if you notice, we are talking about 68 political parties, and everybody wants to win election. When we win election, it opens up the space. There's no gagging anymore. And the state assembly election, they are much larger than the governorship election and the presidential election, which is almost, the presidential election is only one, while the state governorship election is about 36. All right? Now, but in the state, National Assembly and State Assembly, they are much larger, different constituency. It gives room for the electorate to have a choice. But when you give them room for have a choice so that they can take varieties of people that they want in the assembly. That way, decisions making in the National Assembly will be wider, and then opportunity are being given to all Nigerians to contest elections. But when you have the executive election coming in first, by the time a particular political party wins a governorship, all the other positions will go to that particular party.
You know that the chairman, House Committee on INEC, Mr. Edward Pajok, he has also maintained the point that this new order is meant to bring a level of credibility to the elections. And hopefully it will get to that point where it is seen as that. But do you think that the question of whether or not INEC was supposed to, in the first place, set this timetable up, or the representatives to do that, do you think we've gone past that level? You
see, the problem is that normally, INEC usually call the political parties to a meeting. We sit down and discuss this issue, and we come to an agreement. Unfortunately, in this case, we didn't have that meeting before the pronouncement was being made. I don't know why. Maybe INEC in its own wisdom thinks that probably they could give, but normally we usually have meetings. And once we've agreed, because there will be a serious debate, front and back, and then we will argue our positions, and everybody will not come to a drawing board and will not agree. So if we had done that, probably this particular hula baloo of coming up and down wouldn't have happened at all. We would have done our meetings and behind closed doors and agree on the position. But that was not done. So now we have to go back to the drawing board when people are looking at, okay, what are the chances of us winning election? We don't want to be called political party without portfolio.
Do you think that this situation will be addressed before the 2019 election?
Well, it's a decision that we have to take together with INEC. We are the players. We are the ones that control the field. And we have been given certificate to run for election. And if there is a decision that is being made that is inimical to our own survival, we will of course have to challenge it. Don't forget, INEC has the right to deregister political party. They are even working on deregistering political party if you did not win a state assembly. So invariably what it's saying is that if you start with the executive, if you can't win any of these particular elections, you automatically deregister. So and that will not even give opportunity to other Nigerians to contest elections.
So has ADP won any state assembly elections?
No, we just came in June last year. We're barely 6 months. But the fact of the matter is that we are talking about justice. We are talking about what is fair to everybody. We are talking about Nigerians. We are talking about grassroots politics. We are talking about fairness from the the referee, or rather, in fact, the regulatory agency, the commission in charge of this process. There should be transparency. There should be demonstration of that there's no partiality anywhere. So this is what we're talking about. You don't take a decision. You don't take a decision that affects, the existence or the life of, the organizations.
Yeah, but how did partiality even come up here? Because it's just fixing the date and the order of elections that INEC announced at the time. So,
this is the most fundamental decision that the commission has taken, because that has to do with the essence of our existence. We are not here. We're not a social organization. It's not a social club. We are here to win elections, take over government. Then, when you are taking a decision like that, such a fundamental decision, you need to engage the key stakeholders in the process. We understand that, yes, you have the act has given you the powers to administer in a way that you think suit your arrangement, things like that. But it didn't say don't do it at the expense of the interest of the key players.
Even though they will always ask, how is that the interest? But let me even let me raise this other point.
Yes.
How do you think the electorate will remember 68 political parties, such that they remember their candidates to go vote for them, and then your parties win election? Isn't that going to be too much for people to remember?
I believe that, you see, you have to look at it from the constitutional point of view. The drafters of this constitution, I'm sure they know what they are doing. You are talking about the people. It's democracy. It's allowing people to associate in any form and manner they want, provided you are not encroaching on other person's rights. The Constitution provides that. And that is why they say now that, in fact, in some countries, you don't even need to approach any authority before you contest elections. So, yes, it's okay if we organize it in the way we're organizing it, but don't in any way differentiate anybody or deny people of
by registering political parties.
Then, registering political parties, you can register as many as you think. In fact, in the competition also produces quality. Now what you are saying is that you are what the Constitution has said is tasking people. If you think you are popular, if you think you have programs that appeal to the electorate, that they will vote for your candidates or for your party, come forward.
But this also
looks
at
doesn't think it's the same thing too.